William Whalen here for GetMoreSports.com, and we have been talking about Indiana and head coach Tom Crean all offseason. Why? Because Tom Crean has yet to take the next step with the Hoosiers, and his seat has been warm for a couple of years now. In fact, some would say that it was never cool. That Tom Crean was always kind of seen by many as an interim coach, a guy to get them out from the shadows of NCAA sanctions, back to respectability, and then bring someone else into Bloomington that could take the Hoosiers back to the top of the country. Now, Crean has shown some success at times, but this program simply isn't where it needs to be. When you are Indiana, you should be competing for Big Ten titles every single year, and he is not. He is absolutely not. And this year was supposed to change all that. You've got Yogi Ferrell, you've got Troy Williams, you've got James Blackman Jr., who came back for a second year in college. You're bringing in a five-star recruit like Thomas Bryant. This was supposed to be the year that everything changed, and yet, through 6 games, this looks very familiar. This team is 4-2, leaving the Maui Invitational with a 1-2 record. Quite frankly, they should have scored 100 on St. John's, and they only win by 10. They allow the Red Storm to play the best game that they've played all season, and it's all because their defensive intensity, their defensive intelligence, and their defensive ability in general is quite plain bad. This is not a good defensive team. They're so lethal offensively that they're going to get away with this on most nights. I mean, even if they're facing good competition, most of the time they're going to be able to win a game because of their offensive firepower. I mean, all those guys can score. But defensively, they're porous right now. Perimeter defense is lacking. They don't contain dribble drives. They don't rotate well. They don't rotate under the block and box out on the weak side. Thomas Bryant, for a big man like him, who was as broody and high motor in high school as he was, to only be averaging about 6 rebounds a game or less, that's bad. I mean, that's just not okay. That's a coaching staff not placing enough of a focus on rebounding. Now, part of that is because opponents have been scoring on Indiana so well, shooting 47% from the field in Maui. But still, this is a team that has so much athletic ability that they've got to get it right, because if they don't, Tom Crean's going to be looking for a new job next year. Indiana's going to be looking for a new coach next year. And all of a sudden, all that recruiting power that they've kind of generated in recent years is going to be up in the air, all because of defensive rotations. Come on, Tom Crean. Your job depends on this. Your staff's job depends on this. It's time to get it done.